The Chicago Bears were riding high after a 10-day break in their big 40-20 win over the Washington Commanders in their Week 5 game. Against Minnesota, different story. A Justin Fields hand injury led to rookie quarterback Tyson Bagent entering the game, and the Bears unfortunately have a 19-13 loss on their hands and are now 1-5 overall. The defense showed up though, but got robbed early in the game that changed the momentum in my opinion, and a lot of people are currently scratching their heads. Hello, welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Rohde. Thank you as always for tuning in. This loss sucked. I got the good, I got the bad, and I got the ugly. Bears could have won this game, no doubt about it. Poor coaching and execution obviously led to this loss. Please hit the like button on this video. Put your thoughts in the comment section below about your frustrations and what you think Chicago needs to change. So let's get into what happened. Starting with the offense. The day literally opened with Larry Borom giving up a sack that really messed with Justin Fields' confidence in my personal opinion. The opening play, we all know, oof, that's not good for the offense that's been red hot. You start with that, you get in people's heads, and that's how they're going to perform. I rather would have had Larry Borom hold there instead of that, not for the momentum to change. But now Fields is worrying about the Vikings defensive line, who isn't the greatest, by the way, getting after him, which they did all day. Bears gave up 5 sacks against Minnesota, completely unacceptable to both quarterbacks. Things got even worse for the offensive line when Nate Davis went down with a really nasty ankle injury where Fields fell into him. He was helped off the field, carted off the field, and put into a boot. Not looking good for Davis at the moment. A guy who's been so hot lately, coming off a tough offseason and beginning to the season, was really hurting bad after this one. But Fields wasn't doing well today as a whole. Missing wide open receivers right here like DJ Moore, that's a play that you have to make as a quarterback. Your best receiver is wide open for 10 yards. You cannot collapse in the pocket, make a quick decision, and throw the ball. Then right after Chicago intercepted the ball, which I'll go into in a little bit, oh my gosh, Fields just heaves it up. No one's around it. Minnesota returns it, and that's what led to a game-scoring drive. And just the cherry on top, Fields goes down with an injury after being pressured. He got the ball out of the play and unfortunately was out for the rest of the game with a thumb injury. X-rays came back negative. He could be back this upcoming week against the Las Vegas Raiders, but honestly, at 1-5, what do you do with the quarterback? And Fields did try coming back in, by the way. Coach Matt Eberflus confirmed that in his press conference, which led into undrafted rookie free agent Tyson Bagent coming in. Just to put that into perspective, people were pounding the table to potentially have Bagent just be the starter over Fields after his great preseason play. A lot of people also forget Bagent was against the threes on defenses. He did play well. He played at NFL speed. These guys are amazing athletes, but against a one defense with some Pro Bowlers and all pros on the other side, it's a tough task to climb. He had some nice plays though. Some nice throws to DJ Moore. Finally got it going. Luke Getsy took his head out of his you-know-what and made a play happen, which they should have had more involved all game long. But that's another subject in a minute. And then Bagent got his very first touchdown on a rushing touchdown. Fun fact, he and Fields, both their first NFL touchdowns were rushing on the goal line. But all was forgotten after Bagent's few critical mistakes. Underthrown to wide receiver DJ Moore, going to the right guy, but underthrown that led to Minnesota being able to run out the clock. And then earlier in the game when Bagent first was in, he was strip sacked, which led to Minnesota scoring a defensive touchdown. You take away that strip sack, it's a 13-12 game for the Chicago Bears, and Bears win. Even on that interception. I don't care what the score would have been. A win was a win. And man, Luke Getsy, just what are you doing? Screen plays, 3 screens in a row that went for 1 yard. Right when Bagent went in, destroying his confidence. And on top of it, only 2 targets in the first half for DJ Moore. You got him involved with your rookie undrafted free agent quarterback when you could have had it with your number 1 quarterback as well. Yes, Fields did miss a few throws, but he should have been more in the game plan early on. Luke Getsy, I don't know, man. This guy is so hit or miss. One week he could be an NFL coach. The next week he's absolutely trying to be ran out of Chicago. I'm sick of this. This guy needs to figure it out and get a game plan going that actually works. Go back to what you're doing the last 2 weeks and apply it the rest of the season. You will win some games, not a lot, but this is just horrible. Offensive stats of the day, 275 total yards, 113 total passing yards, and 162 rushing yards. Shout out to Justin Fields, Deontay Foreman, and Darrington Evans, who had themselves some days against this Minnesota offense or defense. And also overall, the one play that the offensive line did have a nice play was when Tevin Jenkins pushed Darrington Evans over the first down, really got the momentum going and possibly changed the game. But overall, just a very disappointing day. Let's go to the defense. The good is that they held Minnesota under 20 points. Tremaine Edmonds had a nice interception. Great read by Edmonds. This is what we need him to do in coverage, especially against good quarterbacks like Kirk Cousins. I don't care what you say. The guy puts up better stats than any quarterback the Bears have ever had. So if anyone says he's bad, sorry, you're crazy. He's a pretty good quarterback. But Nice interception there. A few nice sacks on Minnesota as well. And then the fumble that the Bears were robbed of. Clearly, TJ Edmonds is in on this play. NFL is out for it against the Chicago Bears because probably everyone was betting on Minnesota, or Bears fans were just betting on the Bears. Just a terrible, terrible call. I don't know how NFL officiating has not been investigated for Bears games, but it's getting terrible. But the one thing about this defense and Matt Eberflus, stop calling zone. Oh my God. That is why they got a few big gains on the Chicago Bears. And the one passing defensive touchdown that the Chicago Bears gave up to Kirk Cousins, to the rookie Addison, was a zone defense. Stop playing zone. It's an outdated defense. You need to stop playing zone. That's all I will say. I sound like my father right now. That's all he yells at me when we're playing. He's like, stop playing zone. It used to drive me crazy, but now I am fully on the stop playing zone train. Like, my God, it is terrible. Going to be an interesting week at Hallis Hall. Adds the recording of this video. Matt Eberflus is still the head coach of the Chicago Bears. And honestly, at this point, I don't see him getting fired. But if he does, we'll have the breaking news for you right here on Just Another Year Chicago. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please put your thoughts in the comment section below. But thank you for tuning in this episode. But with that, thank you very much. And as always, bear down.